Hello everyone, I'm Alicia Menkveld from Radical Consulting. Now, often when I go to events and speaking or just attending events, business owners come to me and they would say to me, my business depends on having innovative solutions to offer their clients for us to stay ahead of the game. But what I find is that my employees sometimes go for the sort of more boring, bland, tried and tested methods, and how can I actually get them to risk a little bit more? And I think Jamie looked at my notes because he already touched on a few points. But normally I would say, well, that's a really great question. I think what we firstly need to consider would have to be why do employees go for safe, tried and tested methods, okay? And it's because there's a hell of a lot more job security in going for safe, bland options than there is in going for the colourful options that could possibly fail. And at Radical Consulting, we inspire people and organizations to obviously live more courageously. So that brings me to my 3 points on how to strengthen the backbone of your employees that they can take more risks and be more innovative. And the first one would be to nudge your people into being a little bit uncomfortable. I believe that as a leader, we need to grow our people, our teams.
And yourself.
And yourself, yes. And unfortunately, we cannot grow unless we feel a little bit uncomfortable, because growing implies that we're doing new things that we've never done before. And so it's not about putting people in an uncomfortable position in a demeaning way at all, but it's about preventing complacency. And it's about raising the standards and actually getting a better product out of everyone. And so therefore, I think the trick is sometimes if you nudge your people into being not comfortable, is to actually give them a task that is just eclipsing their current skill set just slightly, so that they can just stretch and grow that little bit and actually reach that. And the reward for any challenging or demanding challenge should actually be another demanding challenge, I believe. The second point I want to make is that we need to reward smart failures, okay? And we all need to try and fail gloriously. So I think whenever, as a leader, if we bite people's heads off when they make mistakes, you can definitely be sure that nobody's going to want to rock the boat anymore. And then that you're going to get all the bland options that we were speaking about today. Obviously, to be clear, nobody should tolerate any sloppy mistakes, but I think if it's a smart mistake that will actually move the company forward in a new direction, then go for it. As Sarah Blakely, the billionaire founder from Spandex, normally says that if any of her team is making a mistake, and it's a smart mistake that leads them to a new insight, she actually goes to them and she high-fives them, her employees. And then lastly, I think we need to promote disagreement and honesty in our companies. Again, a lot of employees are really afraid to disagree with each other, but also with their leaders, because again, heads are going to roll, and you're going to lose some jobs. However, I don't say just disagree for the fact of for just disagreeing. What I'm trying to say is that great innovations sometimes come about because of a clash of heads. And if you look at Steve Jobs and how he, for instance, differed from his board of directors, but in the end there was an iPhone and a whole set of iThings, I think it was worthwhile to clash. So I think a true culture of courage boils down to the fact that your employees feel safe enough to actually disagree with some of your ideas and to also disagree with one another. And then very lastly, as a leader, I think all of us need to be courageous ourselves. When was the last time that you had sweaty palms and that you pushed yourself to the edge of your comfort zone? Okay? If you can't remember that time, well, I'm having one of those times right now. But if you can't remember that time, I have one question that I want to leave you with for the next 3 months till Christmas and for the new year. And that is, When was the last time that you did something for the first time? And if you can't remember, make a list of those things that will give you sweaty palms and start doing them.